How does your freemium model work?
Then in general, now it's clear for it's users can use service for free, message, photo, all other features. But we have some services like gift, like raise up profile, like spotlight, like leader, and some VIP services. And it's not necessary to use, but if a person trusts service and know how it works, one time he start to use it and receive much more attention, much more comfortable on the service.
And do you find that certain users become very addicted to the freemium model?
Yes, I think so. We have very long, people use service from year to year. I mean, they find a partner, and if something happened, they back to our service again and again.
So one of the things that we know is that with a freemium model, you more effectively monetize, well, the addicts, and there's another phrase I've used in the past, the whales. It's not very, it's a slightly derogatory term, but there's some people that are willing to pay an awful lot of money, they get addicted. So let me ask, what is your number one client? What is the most that any one client, any one user has spent on your site? And maybe you can run a quick survey. What do you think? Any guesses on what that number one user would be on Wamba, the most they would have spent? Any takers? Give me a number. One guy, one person, what have they spent lifetime on Wamba? $1,000? Up? Any more higher? $1,000. Oh, well, you probably know. Okay.
Then it's a good question. In general, we are free, and most of people spend just $1, $2, and that's enough. We have some people which spend 100,000, and we really have. I know this user which spend. I checked it just more than 1 year ago, but he spent $300,000 US.
Did you hear that correctly?
It's very difficult. It's really very difficult, but he did it.
That's dollars, right?
US dollars, yes.
$300,000 US. Of what's his name?
Is his name Yuri?
What his name?
Is his name Yuri?
No. But I mean, in our system, he is not his real name. Yeah, I mean, if you would like to know his name on the system, it's one name, but in real, it's not.
What exactly was he paid for?
For which service he paid? He paid for all services because it's, as I said, it's very difficult to spend so much money. He spent this money about some years. Each year he and he not only spend like for our service. He do some contest inside system, special for women with gifts. Additional gifts, and the funny story is that one time a lot of women claim for him, and special for him we did that because for us it was difficult to delete this user from but from other side we have problems with him, and special for him we did one time that we close any ways that he can't pay inside system. Really, we did it, and just a few maybe months ago we opened again because
why did you shut it down?
Because it's a very powerful man, and for us it was difficult, as I said, to delete him, and for us it was easier don't receive money from him than receive some calls from different channels about what happened, why you delete my close my profile.
But he's paying you.
Yes, but it's.
Is he unhappy, or is it dangerous?
It's not dangerous, but I mean, he was how to say? But here, don't use our rules. We have our rules how a person must speak. Don't be too much aggressive. Not aggressive, but I mean, we have our rules. And he thinks that he can do anything. But we don't think so. And for us, it was more important than money from him.
This is amazing. This is amazing. I mean, I know Plenty of Fish is very aggressive about deleting members. They're a free dating site. But here, cancelling the top member, 300,000, that's a great testimony. My hat's off to you. Yeah, that's... Who would cancel a $300,000 member? You know? But that shows some... You know, you're looking after the rest of the members. That's the big picture. Now, I understand that Spotlight is a very big freemium feature for you. And indeed, you were one of the first sites to offer that.
I think we first was.
The first. And
well, the
innovator, Spotlight. Now, the way Spotlight works is you pay, do you want to describe Spotlight? How does Spotlight work?
It's very easy. Just we have it's some place on the site, and this place have a different location. For example, some location for Moscow, some location for another country. It depends from the volume of audience which sees these spotlights, and it can be different spotlights for different not gender, but I mean. Orientation, like people see one spotlight, some other see another, and you pay and you receive your picture in these spotlights. And why we did it? Because it's more flexible. You can as much people on the site as more they see spotlight, but also more people pay, and it's. We can receive as many as possible just from one place. And if in some location we have a small volume of users, then Spotlight's moving very slowly, but it's the same, person receives the same attention from other users. This picture just spend more time on Spotlight, on the skill.
Gotcha. So it bubbles up a profile, features them, and they get a heck of a lot more attention. And also virtual gifting. What year did you introduce virtual gifting?
We did it, I don't remember, but I think about 6 years ago. But it wasn't first who did it. As I remember, was another, maybe first for dating site, but not first in the internet, of course. As I remember, was Pre-Baltic social network 1LV, which started the service a little bit earlier, about some months earlier. But it was a long time ago, and when we start him, I think we just raise up our ARPU 30%, I think.
So raised ARPU 30% with virtual
Yes,
gifting.
and it's a good service for, it's positive service. I mean, and men like to send gifts, and women like to receive.
Do you find that many people send gifts to themselves?
Themselves?
Yeah, to make themselves seem more popular.
No, we...
Do you allow that?
No, we never check this.
Okay.
And I think it's not easy to send themselves.
Gotcha. So I think this is one of the reasons we were very keen to have Andrei speak today. And one of the things that you can do is look at sites around the world that have different restrictions on their businesses, different limiting factors. China has a limiting factor with the payment mode. It's difficult to, people don't have credit cards so much, and so doing the monthlies is far more difficult. There are certain limiting factors in Russia, and so virtual gifting has been very popular with Wamba, of course. We don't do it. We don't do virtual gifting very much. Why is that? Are we leaving money on the table? So we can draw inspiration from around the world. Now, tell us more about Wamba.
Then it's very easy. We have wamba.ru domain, and one time we understand that it's of course not comfortable for foreign customers to use this domain. We try to receive wamba.com, but it's a Polish gum company, and they don't sell this domain to us. That is why we bought another one, Wamba. But right now it's not so important because most of traffic, as we all know, in mobile, and a lot of traffic we receive just to Wamba application.
You're getting a lot of traffic to Wamba now. You actually have seen the SimilarWeb, I looked on SimilarWeb, and you're right up to 7.5 million uniques now, at least with SimilarWeb. So, is that accurate?
Yes, we have traffic on Wamba, but it's I think you check web traffic. But if we speak about mobile, and it's much more. And if we will see Wamba and Mamba have enough traffic, foreign traffic.
Is Badu your primary competitor?
I don't think so, because it's a great product, but they use in other markets. And for freemium model, it's very important for any product, of course, of dating. I mean, some audience, critical mass. But for freemium, it's much more important, and they haven't enough audience in Russia. They have Italy, Spain, France, Brasilia, and now our product is not similar. They have another mechanic, like they try to use Tinder, like click, photo, and we still use general model, like you first search, and after it you check profile, and after it you send message. Then they are freemium, but we don't feel like we are competitors.
You've introduced many features over the years, tried many features. What is your biggest mistake?
Of course, a lot of mistakes, and it's a little bit difficult to find the greatest one. I think really it's true. But I think one of idea which we think that it will be great, but it wasn't. It's about video dating. We include some options that people can. Of course, we think that people, when they check, can connect through video, and they understand each other very fast, and it will be comfortable for them. And we did this service. But very fast we understand that women would like to show themselves through this bad quality, and they don't use it. And it was like I mean, it was a mistake. Like we think that it will be great. It is very innovation, yes, but it wasn't so, and it was.
Did you restrict the length of the videos? And were they for profiles or general conversation?
We delete all services about video. We have you can before users can upload video, but it was so low quality and not funny, and we delete webcam too. We close all this direction right now. It was a bad experience.
When was this? What year?
I don't remember. I think about more than 2 years maybe ago. It was we did it a long time before, and spent I think about a year to check what happened, and after it deleted.
So there's an app that I mentioned in my presentation, which was quite interesting. What they do, they're called 15 Weeks. And what they do is they allow people to post a 15-second video profile. What do you think of that?
Maybe if it will be like a special interview, person will answer to the question and will be ready. I I mean, he prepares himself, it will be better. Like he start video and answer, I'm from there, I'm so yes, I'm old. I'm old and I'm looking for and same question, and it will be like video, some small presentation. Maybe it will be better, but for us it's enough experiments with video, and we will check if somebody will start something better. We will maybe do copy, but now we are not ready to do to spend our power developers for this experiments.
So let's say you were starting from scratch, starting from nothing, beginning again, and somebody handed you $10 million of funding. What would you do? Where do you see the biggest opportunity?
You mean right now?
In internet dating, yes.
Then for me, of course, then I will say, I already have my startup in dating, another one. For example, if you ask about is still market growing and is it enough amount to start new project, of course I will say yes. It's still a lot of places for new, not niches, but for new markets, and it's enough money to build prototype, to check what happened, to spend for marketing, do changes, and to build good. I think it's enough or less. What I will, if I'll start it, I see, of course, still a subscription model working, and I think it will work in a lot of will work all time. And also I see that it's possible to do some projects like between general dating and some social networks. It's like Tinder, which have a lot of audience. But it's like game, and this game prepare audience to move to a more profitable model with subscription. I think we will see a lot of startups still in mobile, which will prepare audience for subscription model.
Gotcha. So social plus mobile plus games on a subscription basis. At longer term, not just 2, 3, even 5 years out, 10 years time, looking into your crystal ball, what do you think this industry will look like?
First of all, I think the industry still continue growing. And first of all, why it happened? Because in my opinion, from one hand, audience have a lot of services for communication, for socialization, like Facebook, WhatsApp, and other services. But also we see, in my opinion, that audience from year to year much more honest, and we see that not so much marriage between men and women, and it's from one side it's not good, not normal, but from other side for our market it's okay. I think that the mechanic, I mean, for dating will be very similar. It will be like profile, photo, some other content. I think content, I mean, user profiles, user photos, and other things will be with much more trustful. Also, as I said before, I think that we will see much more services which will prepare audience for dating between social and between subscription.
Well, that's interesting for the coaches, isn't it? So there's a rosy future for the coaching and the content side of the business, and couldn't agree more. Let me take some questions from the audience. Can we have some questions? If you have any burning questions, please put your hand up, name and company.
I always have the phrase first one. Mark Leslie. All right, so my first question is a pretty standard one. Are you looking to buy any dating sites, any dating businesses? And if so, what are you looking to buy?
Right now we try, of course we try to grow up, and we try to grow up to, first of all, to market which are near us. I mean, it's some markets in Europe and some in like Turkey, and I mean with a similar maybe model. And of course we try to find some startups which can grow up, receive audience maybe for free, but it's of course too difficult to feel is it a great startup or not, because when he already grew up, it's a little bit late.
I can ask you a second question. I missed it, I don't know if Mark asked it. The last, whatever, 3 months or 4 months, the Russian currency movement, which has been very volatile, almost doubling the Russian currency. Is that affecting your business in any way, negatively?
No, it's not a problem for us, because all our costs in rubles is the same. Then we have our revenue, yes, in terms of US dollars it's less, but in terms of profit, of percent of profit, it's the same. We just spend less for our developers.
Guys, gotta have questions here.
And also we closed our moderation unit in India because in Russia now it's cheaper.
Yes, it's really true.
Arena, I'm going to put you on the spot. You got a question for Roger? Got it. You didn't ask me a question? This is Arena stepping over from Pilot Group.
Hi, my name is Arena, I'm from Data Pro. Andrei, can you tell us a little bit about your new startup called Tuba?
Yes, it's an international product. It's a product for a person who would like to travel. Then, in my opinion, in any market is already a lot of dating sites with strong trademarks, like in sites Match.com, Harmony, Cupid, and Plenty of Fish, and a lot of another, and in any market. But when people travel between countries and would like to find some new person, it's difficult to use these sites. Like, I know that Wamba is great in Russia, but when I come to Germany, I know that it will not work. And I didn't know any sites great. Right now, no, but before I didn't know great sites in German. And I would like to build this site like for cross country, just for people who would like to travel and find new interesting people on the place. Then it's just half year, and we already have 100,000 profiles, and it's grown up.
So let me get this straight. In other words, these are people that want to travel for vacation, or they're just like traveling?
It's different. It's just, for example, you can come to the place and find a travel guide who will show you the place, and it will be more funny for you. It's not like adult, but of course not like general. It's like flirt, but with travel. Between general and between adult, and in my opinion, it's like casual.
Guys, got any questions? You guys have to have questions. Hey, when you ask a question, do me a favor, just give your name and company.
Lavender, Ilona Person. Добрый день, очень приятно вас здесь видеть в Лас-Вегасе. My question is, how did you reach your critical mass with your first dating site? What were some of the tactics that you used that led you to blow up and acquire a lot of users?
You ask about Wamba? Then when product start, we have one big partner. It was mail.ru. It's like yahoo.com in United States. And this first partner helped us and was first who give us critical mass. And after it, we build a white label solution. We study how receive audience through other marketing channel. And now this part of it's still big, but it's not so much like it was 10 years ago. But it was first partner, like white label solution. I think if you know, just will answer. When we start, in our country wasn't any social networks. I think Facebook just started too, and just after 2 years start ВКонтакте and Одноклассники. It's biggest Russian social networks, and we didn't see that we lose audience from us to social networks. And I just mean that maybe if we haven't partnered, maybe we will receive audience a little bit later, but the same audience, because the model, in my opinion, and we know that plenty of fish receive audience just from search. Then I think maybe there is another ways how receive audience for freemium for some markets. I hope I answered your question.
How about your first site, the one that you didn't have partners with? You also partnered with the very first site.
And how about your very first site, the one that you didn't, the very first one that you started when you didn't have partners? Как это насчет первого сайта, которого еще не было партнеров, с которыми вы сделали сделку, а самый первый сайт, как это началось?
You can answer the question if you want.
I'm not sure that I can answer to this question. Then it was, first of all, it was a start from, it was technology and was another dating site, which in Russia in that moment was a lot of dating sites which have audience, but they didn't receive any money. Then, first of all, was technology. After it, one site moved his database from, it was not so big, but it was an old dating site. He moved audience from his technology to Wamba technology. After it was first partner, big partner. And after it, when dating site in Russia start to receive money, we receive a lot of other partners, because no one can receive money from dating sites in Russia. And it was just one site who do offer for partners. And it's like one on the market, first on the market, and receive all audience.
Hey, Matthew Valentine's with Personal Dating Assistance in the back. I think Wamba is a fantastic site. Our members love using it. Now, I know there's some cultural differences between US dating and overseas. One of the prominent features that I noticed on your site is you can give gifts. You don't see that too much on US dating sites. I'm curious, is that a significant portion of your revenue? And do you find that actually makes a difference as far as women responding or actually going out with the men on the dates?
You mean real world gifts or virtual gifts?
Sorry, virtual gifts.
Right now, I think it's about 20% of revenue from gifts. It's a popular service. Of course, most of who send gifts, it's men. And I check from time to time, of course, maybe it's different in culture, but women who receive gifts, at least in Russia, say thank you. It's not necessary that you will receive something more, but he will say thank you, and she will say thank you, and after it, it's easy to start some new conversation. then it looks like, of course, all audience understands that it's not important. But from other hand, people understand that if I can spend $1, $2, $3, $5, $10 for this picture, then it means that this guy really interested in me. And it's enough. It's just like more important being or something like that. It's work like that.
Great. And we should probably wrap up, shall we?
Okay.
So, Andrei, you are the CEO of Wamba. Thank you so much for taking the time.
I hope
Privilege.
it was okay.
Very good. Excellent.